Hey guys, this is Victoria back to you with another review of Married at First Sight season 13, episode 3 called Their First Rodeo. Now, this is the third episode, but finally we get some more depth in this episode and there's a lot of stuff to unpack, so let's see how quickly I can say it with giving my opinion. So, let's just jump right into where we start off with where we left off last week, which was Brett and Ryan's wedding. So we get to the wedding. We left off with Brett about to walk down the aisle. So we see her walk down the aisle. Looks like Ryan's happy. And when Brett comes up to the altar where Ryan's at and the officiant is, Ryan hugs the dad and whispers something in the dad's ear. I couldn't hear what exactly he said, but it looks like the dad was okay with it. I guess joking with the dad. He's trying to get in the parents' good graces, to try to swoo Brett over. The wedding goes by smooth. It looks like it was good vibes from what it seems like for the most part. They mentioned that Brett has a dog. So then Ryan was like, oh, I have two dogs. So Brett was so excited about that. So gave me kind of like Olivia and Brett vibes from the New Orleans season 11, where they mentioned, I forgot who mentioned first that they had a cat, but pretty much nothing. They mentioned Ryan has the cat, but I don't know who mentioned what, but pretty much Olivia was so happy that Ryan had a cat too, because I guess Olivia was kind of just like, if he don't got, if he don't like cats, then we can't be together type of thing. So anywho, Brett from this season was excited that Ryan had dogs, so they could be a nice, happy family with three dogs. Um, but the only thing with the whole wedding, like the ceremony aspect of it, was Ryan seemed super nervous, nervous AF. This dude was shaking more than a stripper. He was just, he was just pacing, like kind of stepping back and forth, like this the whole time, the whole ceremony was going. So he was just very nervous, which I thought was like kind of sweet. But in my head, I'm just like, come on, Ryan, like, stand still, please, because you making my eyes hurt. So, like I said, the ceremony goes by smoothly. They kiss. At the end, when they're talking, Ryan finds Brett attractive, and it seemed like the conversation was going well. Ryan just said, oh, no, he didn't say. I just said, so nervous, but it's cute. So we move on to Rachel and Jose. So they're the last couple to get married. And, but, my little side note, because I make side notes, Rachel's friend Stephanie, gorgeous. Like, I was looking at him like, this girl is gorgeous. Low key though, I was like, I hope Jose don't be looking at Stephanie be like, dang, your friend fine. That's what I'm talking about. But then again, he said he don't want no IG models, even though Stephanie doesn't look like she could be probably an IG model. But anywho, she was gorgeous, so I was just like, let me give her her little 5 seconds of recognition because I just thought she was so pretty. And then in the end, other side note, when they threw the bouquet, I guess someone grabbed it, they gave it to Stephanie, so Stephanie was like, oh hell no, I'll give this to the next person. So I thought it was funny. So she seemed like a cool, down to earth chick that I would want to hang out with. But just wanted to throw that out there. Hi, Stephanie. Uh so Jose, Rachel, their little marriage or whatever, we get to it because all the talking was the same talk that everybody does. Like they're so nervous of what their, husband or wife is gonna be like. They hope they like them. Da da da. Anyway, we get to the wedding. Okay. Uh, Jose gets up there. He's so nervous, and he's just like, I don't know who was more nervous, Jose or Ryan. They both, maybe Ryan. Ryan with the back and forth like this, and then probably Jose with the and all that mess. So he was nervous. Um, Rachel comes down with her father, and when when Jose was saying stuff like he's under 6 foot, and I seen the height comparison with him and Rachel. I don't know how tall Rachel is. And I know she has some heels on, but I know they weren't no stiletto heels, you know what I'm saying? So when she was standing next to Jose and I saw the height difference, And I remember when Jose said like a few moments ago that he was under 6 feet, so he was just very nervous. I'm just like, you weigh more shorter than under 6 feet. Like I said, I don't know how tall Rachel is, but it doesn't seem like she's that tall either. So I'm just like, yeah, homie, you short. Ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with him being short. But yeah, homie, under 6 feet, you might want to be like under 5'5". You know, that's But there's nothing wrong with being short, Jose. That's fine. That's hey, it's life. I was reading the Twitter comments. People was talking about it looked like he has short people syndrome, and he may well be. He might just listen. I saw that, and I'm just like, I mean, she didn't seem like she cared about it, and he shouldn't either. He should act like it is what it is, and but the fact that he mentioned it, I'm just like, you have a problem with it, clearly. But in my head, I was just like, come on, Rachel. I hope in the I hope in the reception you take off your heels and just so y'all can be the same height, because it looked like she wasn't too far off, taller than him with the heels on. So definitely when she takes those heels off, I feel like she may be the same height as him, if not maybe 1 inch shorter than him, which he probably might see. He might like that, but. Anywho, the wedding goes by well. The ceremony goes smoothly, for the most part. But the officiant was acting awkward. Like he was silent because they was silent, and Rachel's like, "Okay, I guess I'll introduce myself." And the officiant just standing there like, "Dude, come on, you already know it's already awkward enough as it is because they're strangers. Come on, let's get on with it." But wait, was it them or was it Brett and Ryan? Oh, it was Brett and Ryan. I'm so sorry. Brett and Ryan, they kissed before the officiant even said, you may now kiss the bride. So they got 2 kisses. So kudos to them, I guess. But I put that in there. I forgot to say that. But, they was ready. If anything, I would have expected more Michaela and Zach to do that. But, okay. So back to Jose and Rachel. I feel like I'm going so slow with them. The ceremony goes by well. When they saying the vows, Jose made some joke about sexually, because he was saying all this stuff. I didn't write it down exactly what he said, but something to the aspect of I could do this for you, I could do that for you, and then so he mentioned I could do this for you sexually. So everybody laughed, but in my head I'm just like, you really that much of a perfectionist that you just hope you're just perfect in every aspect of life. Nobody's perfect, Jose. And clearly we see that when you put a foot in your mouth talking too damn much. But I was just like, I mean, if he was a chill guy as he makes himself try to seem like he is, it would have been funny. But the way that he overanalyzes everything, to me, I was just like, you really hope you like A1 in bed, bruh. And I'm pretty sure I feel like you not, because you're so worried about, oh my gosh, I hope I'm doing this, that you don't just go with the flow and enjoy it while it's happening. So Jose, no. But she just goes with it. They do a lasso ritual. That was cute. And then when they kiss, they have a nice little peck. And I will say, in those moments right after the wedding, when they were walking back and he was helping her sit down and, getting the tail end of her dress or whatever, he was acting like a gentleman. So I'll give him that. And, they're just sitting down there talking. Rachel says, let's play a game to see how much we have in common. So they have quite a few things. Born and raised in Houston. He likes sports. She likes sports. That's cool too. And it seems like things are going good. He even says, everything he asked for, he got, because she's exactly what he asked for. I don't understand how people can say that. Maybe looks wise they can say that, but you just met them. You don't even know. You haven't even been with them for an hour at that point. So I don't understand when they be like, everything I asked for, I got. Because from what we see, that's not really what it is. But then we have Rachel throwing some shade, throwing some shots, talking about everything I asked for, I got too. I asked for, I told the experts I wasn't really into looks, but more personality. And that's what I got. And then I'm just like, me and Twitter, because I was going back and forth from writing my notes and going on Twitter, and we was just like, Rachel, you don't know what you just did. And we can even see from Jose's reaction. Face was like, he was like, okay, okay, she don't like me. She'll think I'm cute. She'll find me attractive. And I just, you know, even though I'm a shy person, but in that moment, especially if I'm getting married at first sight, for goodness gracious, you're on TV. Listen, that's the moment you're supposed to call her out right there. That's the moment you're supposed to be like, oh, so do you not think I'm attractive? But obviously, you don't say it in an offended type of way. You say it more like in a joking type of way, like, oh, dang, am I not attractive? So then that way she could have clarified it and be like, oh, no, you're attractive too. Because later on in the episode, she's talking about, oh, my husband's cute, he's handsome. Like, people were talking, I think she didn't realize that she was, in a sort of sense, hinting that he wasn't attractive in that moment. And for a person like Jose who overanalyzes everything, he's gonna take it as such. So I felt like that was the moment, Jose, learning lessons already from not even knowing the chick for an hour. That's the moment you could have cleared that up instead of going to the freaking pictures and not smiling and stuff because you feel some type of way that she doesn't think that you're attractive. But then later, after a few moments of taking pictures, I guess she was able to warm you up to the point that she was smiling again. And then I felt like in that moment also, when they was taking pictures and he was, acting all smiley and stuff like nothing even happened, I felt like he thought in his head, okay, she doesn't find me attractive, but I'm gonna make her find me attractive. I'm gonna make sure she finds me attractive. And that's when, since that moment, I feel like that's when he started getting like very touchy and feely, kind of like grabbing on her neck and stuff and like giving her kisses on the cheek, but not like in a settled, like cute cheek. But I felt like it was kind of a passive aggressive type of kiss, if that makes sense. Like, you making it trying to make it seem like you're not trying to be aggressive, but I feel like low key that was aggressive. Being like, oh, let me just be sexual. I don't know, macho man or something. But I'm just like, Jose, this ain't working out, bro. Like you do a little too much for me, a little too much for me. Um, but I thought it was funny. So we get to Ryan and Brett. Uh, it was like a little snippet because this is when they start going to snippets because this is when all the couples are taking pictures and they go to the receptions and whatnot. So Ryan said Brett physically isn't his type, but she works. Now, when in the last episode, when Ryan was talking about he wants someone pretty much slim going to the gym with him, you know, that's what I was thinking. Like, oh, he must like the blonde hair, blue eyed chick. And, Brett ain't that. Brett got some umph in her body, okay? She got a little bit of curves, She got a heavier set chest naturally, or it looks natural at least. Compared to probably the girls that Ryan dates. Obviously, we haven't seen pictures of who he dates. Not that I remember. But, clearly that's why I was nervous that he wasn't going to find her attractive because the way Brett looks and the way that Ryan be talking about how his exes are, I'm like, it's like night and day. But no, now you got a more, full figured. I mean, she's not even big, but I guess compared to his little petite little ex girlfriends or one night stands, she's like not physically what he usually go for. No, this is why you need something new, Ryan. This is why you all married at first sight because clearly with those little petite blonde hair, blue eyed chicks, it wasn't working out for you. Okay, get you a Brett, and that's what you got. So if okay, but that just kind of rubbed me wrong a little bit the way when he said physically. Oh, and I felt like it was not the face, the body, but she works. All right, Brett. So they take pictures. It's cute or whatever. Um, for me personally, looking at them, had I not even known them, if I just seen them out on the street together, I would think they would match because they seem like looks wise that they match. Face wise, they match as a couple. They look good together. Personality wise, we're gonna find out. This is only the third episode, and technically this is the third episode, but this is the first day with them. The first night. Not even the first night. Um We move on to Jill and Mirla taking pictures. Uh, Jill likes it, I guess, or whatever. That's what he likes. If that's what he likes, that's what matters because that's his wife, not mine. Thank the Lord. Their pictures look cute. Looks more like something for a fashion magazine, where it's like you don't really see the chemistry, but because they both look good and they're both dressed nice, the picture works. So they look like a magazine cover type of uh the pictures that they took together, but not like they're really married together. Just picture perfect, I guess. Anyway, we move on back to Jose and Rachel. I already said that, so I'm gonna move on to the next thing. We get to all the receptions, and this is where Brett and Ryan dance. And all of a sudden, like, because Brett seemed like she was cool, she was happy with who her husband was. But then when they start getting to dancing to that whatever music they was putting on, because I'm like, this music is just ain't it. They really trying to drive the whole Texas feel of it all. And I get that because with the New Orleans season, we got the vibes and it was fun. But I don't know, with this Texas season, I just feel like they're doing too much Texas, like more Texas than the other Texas season. Wait, which season is this? This is Houston or Dallas? Anyways, the other season with Bobby and Danielle and them, yeah, that season, whatever. They I don't feel like they drove the Texas theme that much with that season as they're doing with this. So I feel like they really doing the Texas theme. Unless, Ryan really likes country, I guess, from what it seems like, and goes hunting for what we're gonna find out later on in the episode. But Brett was not having it. She just looked so uncomfortable, and she just looked. This is not really her vibe. She can't even two step. And Ryan seemed like he was a good sport, kind of like I don't know if he said he could teach her or show her, but he seemed like a good sport with it. And Brett, I was just like, all right, Brett, this is the first night, bro. Like, girl, like get it together. I know you probably rather listen to some R&B and hip hop like me, but this is what your husband likes. Just go with the flow. The song's probably gonna be like 2, 3, 4 minutes. Just go with the flow, and he's like twirling. She's oh no, I don't want to do that, girl. Even in R&B and hip hop songs, probably more R&B songs. You could twirl with that. You don't want to twirl around. What's wrong with that? But then again, she does got a big wedding dress on. I don't know if she was uncomfortable to twirl in that dress. Then someone mentions like, "Oh, to do it, dip her," and Brett was just like, "No," and then Ryan was like, "Oh yeah, let's not go too far." Or what? I'm just like, dance is not for everyone. But two step don't even seem like it's that hard to do, Brett. I think I thought she was doing the most in that scene. Cause she looked so uncomfortable, like she was there against her will, and I'm just like, come on, Brett. Put her back in the seats, y'all. Take her back to the seats where she could just sit down and eat food and talk with Ryan, because this scene was not it. So anyway, we move on to Zach and Michaela. They sit down talking, whatever. Michaela was chewing gum. I guess Zach was chewing gum too. Zach was like, "Oh, you can spit in my mouth," and she was like, "Oh, I can." So she spits her gum in his mouth, and he spits his gum in the mouth, and just I guess he was looking to throw it somewhere. Listen, I mentioned the random stuff because I just catch random things. I thought that was cute, but at the same time, it's like I saw the previews for this season, and I'm just kind of nervous for Zach. I really am. So Zach is telling them, they're trying to get to know each other, and Zach is talking about his past, and he went to like an all white college, and even the black guys, like he always got made fun of, and even the black guys at the school made fun of him because he was like darker skin. And while he's telling her this story, you can see off to the side the sisters are talking, and the sisters are just look at Michaela, look at her, just looking at him, just giving him all her attention, and just like pretty much talking about their chemistry. Looks like it's on point. And so we get back to the story. And Zach is saying he was made fun of because he's dark skinned, so he was always insecure like growing up, but he really found himself in college, and that's who he became, who he is now at 27. And Michaela was just like, "Listen, I like your dark skin. I think you look beautiful." Okay, she liking what she see, and that makes Zach blush and stuff. And listen, Zach, you are a nice looking, beautiful, handsome, dark chocolate man. Don't let anybody else tell you different. Okay, I know we dark skinned folks have a problem, have trouble loving ourselves as we grow up because the world, wants us not to in a sort of sense. But at the same time, someone loves us out there. Shoot, I'm just saying. They may not like you, but someone else does. They let them go to their little snow bunnies or whatever. That's fine. Okay? And you had girlfriends in the past, so I'm glad he is confident now, loves himself. But Zach, don't let no one else tell you different, homie. Cause if you and Michaela don't work out, I'm pretty sure plenty of women, especially after seeing this season, gonna become knocking at your door, or probably gonna move to Houston, Dallas, wherever this is at this season, Texas, to come find you, see you. You might be the Miles of this season or something. I don't know. Because Jill seemed like he going through it too, which we about to get to right now. Mirla and Jill talking at the table, and Jill asks what's her maiden last name. First, Miller was asking, like, does he do stuff? Like, does he open doors, like all doors, car doors, restaurant doors, probably bathroom doors. I get it. You want a guy to be chivalrous to you and treat you like royalty, Mirla, because I still don't like you from this third episode. But me personally, I like it when a guy does it willingly, not me having to tell him it's a requirement. Yes, I get it. You want to make sure he's treating you right. I get that, Mirla. But at the same time, she was making it seem kind of like, okay, you gonna have to do this or this not gonna work. No, I shouldn't have to tell you to do that. You should know to just be a chivalrous man and open the door. Now, do I need you to open every door for me? No, I don't need you to open the bathroom door for me, okay? Because if I gotta go, you just in my way to go to the bathroom. So I can open the bathroom door myself. Car door, yeah, that's cute or whatever, especially if we go to a nice dinner, restaurant, But anywho, Jill asked her about the maiden name. Like, what was her maiden name? And she looking at him like, excuse me. And so Jill had to clean that up real quick and be like, what's your last name? And she tells him her last name, and she asks how he feels about the last name situation. Jill said he's more traditional and would like her to take his last name and sees that for the wife to take the man's last name. Mirla said that's something pretty much she would do if she's like really close with a guy and feels the need to, but because of her father passing, like, I guess to her, that's the last piece she has of her dad is the last name. So I guess she gonna stick by her daddy's last name, and it's just like, you know what, Mirla, at this point, anything you say should not surprise me at all. But to me, I just feel like you're really just trying to go against the grain with everything at this point, Mirla. Like, I'm exhausted with this girl. I really am. Good luck to you, Jill. God bless, because your wife, I mean, she makes for great annoyance on TV, but your wife just doing too much. Too much. Gotta go against everything. Why are you here? Why are you on the show? Please explain that to me. Why are you on the show? She really need her a sugar daddy, because I cannot. We get to the clinking of glasses, still with Mirla and Jill. Everybody's clinking the glasses. Jill's looking around like, what does that mean? Clearly, you never been to no wedding, Jill. But when people clink glasses, that means, they want y'all to kiss. And probably, obviously, because you guys didn't even kiss at the wedding, because, Mirla ain't with it. And Mirla was just like, no. And they just kissed each other's cheeks. Like I said, she ain't body, bro. Like, anyway, we move on. Dang, I have so much more notes. I'm gonna try to do this. I'm gonna try. We get on to Jose and Rachel, and Jose asking her like, weird questions. He's kind of like asking her, where does she work? Like, where in Texas or the city or whatever does she work, and where in the city does she live? So she tells him, and he's like, when is her lease is up? Mind you, like I said, this is January 2021. So she's just like September. So her lease ain't even up yet right now. For August 4th, her lease ain't even up. She still has one more month left until her lease is up. Unless she renewed it, we don't know. But I'm just like, what type of what the? We don't even know each other yet. You asking where I? That sounds like kind of stalkerish to me. I know you her husband and everything, but like where she work at, where she live, when her lease is up. That's not something to be talking about right now. That's something we should be talking about. Like, obviously, you can know where I live and work because they're going to do the house, going to each other's houses after the honeymoon and whatever. But when the lease is up and stuff, like, hold up, pump the brakes. Yeah, whoa. You already trying to find out, like, for when she could move to your house? Pause. Um, so then that's when he starts putting his foot in his mouth, talking too much, saying all this random stuff. He gets what he wants, and he wants what he gets of what he wants in a female, and he is looking for someone perfect. So he just rambles on. Rachel's kind of looking at him like, I don't know, and she even says in the confessional she doesn't know if she can be all that Jose wants her to be. She don't know if she can live up to that, and I'm telling her she probably can't live up to that because, like I said in the other episode, Jose giving off some vibes. I ain't saying nothing, but I'm saying something. So we move on to Johnny and Bao. They talking. I forgot about them, to be honest, until they got to this scene with them talking. I really forgot about them, like all the way. I forgot they were on this season. But they're talking. Johnny likes touch. Bao doesn't. They get to know each other, talking about finance and stuff, which is like, okay, yes, this is what we should be talking about. Not about when your lease is up, like I'm just gonna move it, like it's already in our heads to move into with each other, right? No. This is a 2-month process, sir. We didn't even get to that wedding night yet. Calm down. But anyway, they Johnny and Bao talk to each other's families and whatnot. Bao's talking with his friends and stuff, and she's just like, she's always had a crush on Johnny, which I thought was like, oh, this is like a revelation. So I thought that was cute. Johnny's asking her brothers and stuff. By the way, Bao's brother looked just like Bao. I don't know who's older, but they look just alike. And they're just like, no, she's not really a touchy-feely type of person. He's even asking, do they hug and stuff? Because when he leaves with his family, he likes to, put a hand on their shoulder saying, okay, I'm out. He's like very affectionate. And they're just like, no, we don't hug her or nothing. So Johnny's just kind of nervous about that. Like, is that going to be an issue when, time comes that he wants to be affectionate and she doesn't? All right, moving on to Brett and Ryan. I think Brett's friends were asking, what is that what he expected or whatever? Like that she's a ginger, so to speak. She's not even a real ginger. I have to see what her real hair looks like because I know that's not her real hair color. Like, and if anybody says that's her real hair color, you played yourself. No, she's a false ginger. She's not even a ginger. She's like a redhead. She's a like deep redhead. Anyway, we're gonna move on with Brett and his friends, Ryan's friends. Brett asked for them to be honest, is she his type? And they was honest, they said no, but then Brett said Ryan wasn't her type either. And I felt like the friends felt some type of way about that, but you just told her she's not his type. So then I guess she starts going into she's freaked out about, him being a country boy and like small town guy, whatnot. And Brett's friend, one of Ryan's friends was just like, well, ask questions. I can help clear things up for you. So she asked, do you guys kill stuff? And then he's just like, is that off the table and stuff? And then I guess for Brett, it's kind of like, yeah, that's like a no for me. And that's when the friend was like, well, he's a hunter. He's a little bit of a hunter. my head, I'm just like, y'all in Texas. So, I mean, even if y'all are not in Texas, I mean, if someone were to say that in Florida, I'm just like, that that's that's to be expected. If you in Alabama, like the country states type of stuff, that's not really surprising to me personally. I feel like if he's a hunter, oh well, let him go get the food. Let him go hunt. That's hey, listen. Can we talk on a personal listen? If he wants to go do some hunting, that is better for him to take his stress out on hunting than on you and the kids. If y'all have some, if y'all stay together past these 2 months, so let him do his thing. Let him de-stress in the woods with the animals. Okay, you don't want him killing stuff, but I'm pretty like I don't know if she's vegetarian or anything. I feel like she's the person who eats meat, so somebody gotta kill him. I just saying, IJS. We're gonna move on to Zach's parents. Talking with Michaela, they seem happy, but then they start going on and on and on about their son. He's that, and Michaela was just kind of looking like, okay, okay, like as if he was like their only son or something, even though they got two other sons that we don't even really care about right now. But we get to Zach and her sisters, and they're pretty much interviewing him, and I get it. Trust me, I do. But at the same time, I'm just like, yo, let's not overwhelm the man, okay? Let's please, because Zach seems like a chill guy, but at the same time, like a little nervous. So please don't run him away with their, we're watching you. Yeah, you're watching him just like I'm sure his parents are watching y'all too. Okay, it goes both ways. So we move on to Jill and Mirla. And I guess Mirla's friends or family were asking him, is there anything that he's hesitant about with Mirla at this point? And Jill's pretty much like, just the spending of money that Mirla does kind of concerns him because, and he says in the confessional that, he doesn't make a lot of money, so he doesn't know if he gets to live up to her expectations. But the friends were like, she's a good girl, da 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 da, trying to stick up for her and whatnot. And that's cool, y'all, her friends. So of course, you won't stick up for her, but y'all know in the back of your head is like, oh dang, we about to lose another one to check off the list that it doesn't work out with Mirla. So anywho, we get to Mirla talking with Jill's friends, and homeboy was hounding Mirla and saying to the long story short, you're high maintenance, and she doesn't think that she is, but newsflash, Mirla, you are high maintenance. And if you're high maintenance, that's fine. I don't like you. I don't have to like you, but I would hope that you would at least see who you are. You high maintenance. And if, as long as you spending your money, that's all that matters. But I feel like you don't want to spend your money. You want someone else to spend the money for you to do what you love to do, which is shopping. Like I said, me and Merlot can never be friends because we're just on two different aspects of how we value money. And I get the fact that, some people are like, she just doesn't want to go back to being poor. You could be successful and you could even like the nice things without wanting to go back to being poor. But I just feel like she flaunts it too much. Like, oh, I have to have this. I have to have that. And it's like, listen, who are you trying to impress? Because to be honest, me and my husband talk about it all the time. Like, people who always needs to have these extravagant things, like name brand things, is like, who you playing yourself? Because like you think that's gonna impress like the really really important wealthy people? Because there's name brands that wealthy people wear that we don't even know about because it's just so high up in caliber that we wouldn't even recognize as like that's the real wealthy right there. So this little Prada Gucci stuff is just like, you're a basic high maintenance until you can name something that like a real wealthy person would know, that's like the common people like us wouldn't know. Then you are somewhere, Mirla. But I just feel like I don't like her. Moving on, because like why we keep talking about this girl. Okay, this is the last thing I'm gonna say about her for the most part. When she's talking with his other friend, his groomsman, they was like, oh, how come one of the one of the dudes? He reminds me of somebody I know personally. He's like, how come you didn't kiss my boy, bro? You didn't kiss him at the altar. And then she's like, she don't do that. She don't do none of that. And there was just like, what'd you do? And she's like, no. And pretty much shutting them down with each question they had. And I think one person said that they respect it, but like I said, she was just shutting everything down. And I get it. That's for her and Jill to talk about personally. But at the same time, you are married at first sight, so they're going to ask. But it seemed like she was getting annoyed that they was asking. But, like, this is just part of the show. So just go with it, Mirla. And this is why we talking about, like, why are you even here? Like, I don't know, like, who I like. You making me like Karen from the New Orleans season more. Like, I didn't like her in the season. Like, it looks like outside of the season, she's, like, way better. But I didn't like her at all in the season, and you're making me like Karen way more than you, Mirla. Like, that says a lot. But moving on to Jose and Rachel. She's talking with his mom and no, with his stepmom and dad. And the dad was pretty much just like, just take it slow for the night, go with what your heart says. But the stepmom is like, no, go for it. If you want to go for it, go for it. Like, she's like, have sex with this guy. And Rachel was just like, oh my gosh, but probably because the mom is peeping what I'm peeping too. The stepmom and me are peeping the same things. Like, I ain't gonna say nothing, but I'm saying something. So the mom is probably, it's the stepmom. I keep saying mom. The stepmom is probably all for like, yes, do whatever you can to have sex with this guy tonight. Anywho, ooh, this is a long review. The couples finish the wedding finally after the third episode, and they go on their ride home or to the hotel. Jill and Mirla gets on the fire truck because Jill's a firefighter, and Mirla in her head was like, we got to get in this. Like, we couldn't get in like a Rolls Royce or like a nice limo to go to the hotel. Like, she didn't say it. But I know she was thinking in the back of her head, like, damn, man, I wish we could have just went on a nice little ride to the hotel. Anywho, they go to the hotel, and the hotel was nice. The little nice view they had and whatnot. So all the men help the wives out of their wedding dress, or like take the buttons off so the wives could go undress. And everybody's getting ready for bed. But Johnny is, from the way they made it seem, Johnny was taking forever to take that wedding dress off of Val. It seemed like he never took a wedding dress off before, and it shows. But even though I never took a wedding dress off, but I feel like I could look at it and see like, oh, you just undo the buttons, bruh. You, it should not be that hard. But anywho, he was able to take it off. Then she had the problems with her hair. She had so many pins in her hair. So he comes in to check up on her because I guess she was taking forever, and he helps her take down her hair, which I thought was very cute. And she has freckles, and Johnny finds that attractive and sexy, so that's cool. And they about to go to sleep. Bao puts a little barrier in front of them, in between them, because she's not touchy feely. And Johnny already talked about how he sleeps with a pillow, so she's like, oh, this barrier could be your little pillow for the night. And I'm just like, dang, Bao taking shots. What are all the nice people taking shots tonight? So anywho, they go to bed. And we end off like everybody else, get ready for bed, and nothing too interesting to talk about with anybody else. Jose kept his little bow tie on. He's trying to be, what he said, I don't know, one of the stripper men things for Rachel, and all Rachel can do is laugh. That's all Rachel been doing for this whole episode, just laughing because she don't know what else to do. But we get to Brett and Ryan, and Brett takes off her makeup and just kind of nervous because she hopes that Ryan likes her without the makeup. And surprisingly, Ryan loves her without the makeup, and he prefers her to be without the makeup. He prefers it that way, and me and Brett was both shocked at that revelation of Ryan. And that's where they end. And that's this episode. We're gonna find out what happens this season. I'm just glad the weddings are finally done. It does not take 3 episodes, which equates to, what is it, 7 hours. You making us have like a whole wedding ceremony and reception for all 5 of these couples. It does not take 7 hours, but that's where it ends. We're going to see what happens next week. I'm about to go to sleep. Bye, guys.